Hey guys, happy Monday. Look who I have here. I have Monroe, and there's a reason why I have Monroe to come on and share with you a very special video. This will be a very special video for me, and also hopefully others out there will enjoy it because it's what made me decide to make this video. And pardon me if you see me rocking back and forth, it is because I can't help it. I just do that when I have her in my arms. But I watched Michelle over at Shelby's channel. That's my friend. I watched her video yesterday, and what is it about silicone? Or I'm trying to remember the name of her video because you all should go over and watch it. What is it about the silicone bond? Sorry, Michelle, I just totally butchered the title of your video, I'm pretty sure. But the premise of this video was, talking about what it is about silicone dolls that's different in the bond we have with them, and why it's different, why it's stronger, why it's just a whole nother level than a reborn doll. And everything that she said in that video literally was like, yes. And it talks about, she talks about the formula, what it is about these babies, silicone babies. And if you've never experienced a silicone, you might not understand, why it's so special and why it is actually different. And it has a lot to do with the medium. It has a lot to do with the realism for me, the feel, especially with this particular baby. So by watching her video, which I'm not going to talk about that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I am here to talk about is the reason why I shared Michelle's video is in fact because it made me reminisce and think about how this baby, this very special, amazing little girl, how she came home to me. It helped me relive that special day. It was a special day. Now, many of you may have seen me or heard me talk about it in another video, but most of you that might be newer to my channel probably have not heard Monroe's story. And it's a very special one, and I think it's a unique story. Everybody's story to bring home their amazing baby is special. But I thought it would be fun to share because when I brought Monroe home, it really truly was like an adoption for me, like a true, like I was adopting my child. And I know that sounds extreme, and some of you are like, you're crazy. There is no box opening of Monroe because I didn't have her shipped to me. Monroe was a baby that I went to pick up. I drove nearly 2.5 hours from my home to pick her up, adopt her from another dolly friend, someone I had gotten to know, and was lucky enough to be allowed to adopt her when she decided to sell her on. And so that day for me, I'm going to walk you through that day for me because I think it's pretty incredible. If you've been with me long enough, you're going to know that I had Lucy right before I got her, and I had sold on Lucy, and many were very upset with me because Lucy was also a very special baby. Claire had made her for me. She was, essentially a custom baby. Wasn't part of any addition. It was, she was very special in her own right. But there was something about this baby. There was something about this particular baby that spoke to me in a way that I had never experienced before. And I had experienced a lot of silicone dolls over the years. I had the lucky fortune to be able to experience a lot of beautiful, very well done babies, silicone dolls by the best artists out there. Yet something drew me to this particular girl. Yes. You are just the sweetest. I can't help but talk to her whenever I'm holding her. I just talk to her. It's just something I do. So that day, let's go through it, because I think that, there's all types of adoption stories. Everyone has their own baby adoption stories of their reborns, their silicones, all of the special dolls that may have come home. But that was literally the only adoption of a doll that was just by far and beyond different, more emotional. There was more anxiety around it. There's just all of the emotions that went through me the day that I brought her home. So it was agreed upon with her previous mommy that I would drive up to meet her in where she lives and pick her up and bring her home. It was just, that's what we agreed to do. It was easiest that way because she didn't live far from me. And I'd already visited her once prior. Right after she got Monroe, we did a meetup and I met Monroe. But meeting someone, being able to see someone else's doll in person for, it was almost like a fleeting moment because we were just, we were doing things, it was a meetup. It wasn't just so I could inspect a doll, right? So I knew then that I really liked Monroe. I knew there was something special about her. I just, it was not my baby. But I, had told her at that point, I wanted to be in the know if she wanted to part with her because I really do like her. And she obliged, thankfully. I feel so blessed and happy and grateful still to her previous mommy for choosing me. She chose me to adopt this baby. I know there were many others interested in her. Many. She was very popular. Yes, you were. And you still are. So that day I got up early, took the day off from work because it was a work day. I had to make special arrangements to pull the funds because it was a cash transaction. And so I had to make an appointment with my bank. That alone was very stressful because, when you pull out cash in the US at least, from, it's not even a bank, it's a credit union, right? So it's a little different than a bank. So I had to set up the funds to be able to be there so I could pull out that certain amount of cash. So that completely stressed me out. So it was like, oh God, I hope they have the money. There were so many things going through my mind. I didn't want anything to go wrong. Oh, it was just emotions. And it was partly because obviously, I was nervous about adopting this baby, right? I took a chance. I sold on Lucy to a new mom and I took a chance. I'm like, God, what if I don't love her? What if she's not what I think she is when I get her home? All of those things that go through your mind when you bring home a new doll, especially when you're giving up a really special one in order to bring home said doll. That's also a big part of it. So got to my credit union. They had the funds. No problem. No big deal. I was worrying for nothing. And I set out on my drive up to pick her up. The whole way there, I was just, I had the car seat in the back. So if you can picture this, it was literally like prepping for a living baby to come home. I installed my car seat, my Orbit baby car seat. I had packed some things because I didn't know what I know what she came home with because I knew what was in her box opening, but I didn't know how she was going to be dressed. So I brought some blankets. I brought a diaper bag. I prepped as if I were bringing home a living baby. No joke. And it was the nerves that I could imagine a new parent adopting a child on a smaller level. Of course, it's not the same, but yet those feelings are real and they're very similar, I think. Because the anticipation, the drive up, everything was going through my mind. What if she changes her mind? What if she decides she doesn't want to sell her when I get there? What if, all these what ifs what if I don't love her? What if, you know, I made a mistake selling Lucy? Like, I literally went through the gamut of emotions and fears that you would think we all go through when we're adopting a new baby. Yes, I was adopting my little baby. And it was a long, long drive up. And I made a little video of when I got there. I was waiting in a parking lot to meet her previous mommy. And I made a video of me like, I'm here to adopt, like the whole excitement that was there as I was just waiting for her to arrive, because it was her town. So I just, you know, I'd let her know when I was there and she would drive to me. The anxiousness that was literally in my body at that moment, I was just like, keep your shit together, keep your cool, don't act like you're, you know, freaking out, like just, you know, keep it together. I don't know where that video is. I do have it attached to another one of my older videos. I would have to pull it, but it is kind of funny looking back at that because I was just so, my hair was short. that's how long ago. So when her previous mommy arrived to bring me the baby, she had her box, all of her originals. We did the transaction. We chatted for a bit because, you know, I really like her previous mommy. She's a really sweet, sweet woman. And we hung out a little bit, but I really didn't look Monroe over. I didn't inspect her. She had only had her for a couple of weeks, so I knew she was, you know, basically brand new. She assured me that everything was in the box. I didn't check because I trusted her, you know, and I put Monroe in the car seat, strapped her in, and then I had a 2.5 hour drive home. Like, my heart was in my throat, like literally, because I didn't take the time when I was there because it was just, you know, made the transaction. I wasn't backing out. She wasn't backing out. And I just loaded the baby and went home. And the whole way home, it was like the longest 2.5 hours of my life. Like, this baby is in the back seat, in the Orbit baby car seat, and I can't play with her. I can't look her over. I can't, you know, and I kept looking back because I had her in the center of my back seat of my car, and I just kept looking back and I couldn't see her, but I knew like anybody that would be like pulling up next to me, they'd think she was a living baby that was in the back seat of my car. And it was just such a crazy ride home because I had so much excitement because I couldn't wait to get home and just look her over and do the things that I knew that I needed to do and I didn't do when I picked her up. Like, I should have inspected her, right? It's all advice I tell people. Why would you buy a doll and not inspect it when you first get it? You should look the doll over. Did you give the originals? Did you do all of these things that I tell every other collector to do? I didn't do myself because I trusted her previous mommy. And that's part of it, is that I trusted her that even if I didn't get everything, I could definitely, she would get them to me. So that it really was no big deal. But then, you know, my mind starts to race because, you know, over 2 hours is a long time to really sit and, you know, ponder things. Ponder what had just occurred. Ponder the transaction. Ponder, is this doll really in brand new condition like, you know, I thought she was? Like, all the things. And most of all, would I love her? Would I get home and would I love this baby? Would I have that bond that I had with Lucy? Would I be glad I let Lucy go to bring her home? And I had, part of that is that I also had people in my ear. I had a friend at the time who was pissed that I sold Lucy for this doll because she didn't like this doll. And that was like ringing in my ear the whole way home. Like, did I make a mistake? Oh my God, you know, the moment of panic, because I can't even still like do anything with the baby. It was just so hard. You guys, it was just so hard. But when I did get home, I took her out of the car seat, and it was literally like introducing a brand new baby to our family. It really was. There's something so special about how I went about getting this baby that helped me bond with her immediately. And I'm talking immediately. I also video documented my bonding process that I had never done with any other doll. Not just for my subscribers and the folks that, you know, watch my channel and watch my videos, but it was for me to be able to go back and reminisce about the firsts, my firsts with this baby, because there was a lot of firsts that I just didn't do with any other doll because I didn't have the urge to want to. One being the fact that I held this baby constantly. I hold her all the time because she's just scrumptious. She feels like a living baby. Like, I've done the test with my friends who brought newborns over to my house and we compared. This baby really does feel like a living newborn baby. And as I'm holding her, her silicone gets warmer and warmer. And she just melts in my arms. She literally just feels like a living baby would feel. Yes, we have tested that out, haven't we? So it all worked out. Almost 4 years later, in June, beginning of June, she will be 4 years with me. Mid-May is when she was created and finished. So in mid-May, she'll be 4 years old. But beginning of June is when she came to me. And guys, that's a long time to have any doll for me. It's a long time to have one particular doll that you feel so attached to. And I can safely say, maybe, no, not even maybe, she is the most special doll I have ever had. There's a bond like no other. There's never gonna, I find it very hard to believe because of the way I feel about her. I find it hard to believe I'll ever feel this way for any other doll. Like, I don't know what the future brings. So you never say never, right? But for me, this baby still feels so special, so unique, so me. Almost 4 years later, the bond is stronger. It's stronger than the day I brought her home. And that bond was pretty tight then, right? But she's so special. She really is. I know she's a fan favorite. I know there are many people out there that really adore this baby, but there are some that are like, don't get it. And that's fine. I don't mind. Because it only matters what I feel. And I can tell you that the day I was able to call her mine, there's just nothing else like her. There's no other bond like what I feel for her. And she still feels like, I still feel grateful that I got to be her mommy. I'm so grateful that her previous mommy let me, out of all the people that wanted to bring her home, she let me adopt her. I'm so grateful and will always be grateful. I really will. But I love this baby. The bond is real. The bond is strong. And that's also why I prefaced this whole conversation with, check out Shelby's recent video about the bond. What is it with silicone? There is something more. I had, you may know or you may not have followed me long enough to know, I had the vinyl, because this baby, this edition, this sculpt, was also made and produced in vinyl. And I brought home a vinyl, beautifully reborn Dwayne, because that's the edition name. If you weren't familiar, she's the Dwayne Denia edition from Claire Taylor. Claire also produced it in vinyl kits. And so I had one made by a Russian artist. Well, it wasn't made, but I bought one from a collector who got the doll made from a Russian artist. He was phenomenally reborn. He was painted to perfection. His hair was amazing. Some of you may remember him. He was gorgeous, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. There was no comparison about the feeling I had for this baby. I kind of pondered, would it change how I felt about her if I have a vinyl version? It only made my bond with her stronger. And I realized it's because of the medium of silicone. Just there's a level of realism that you will never achieve in vinyl, period. I don't care how well it's weighted. I don't care how well it's painted. If you are a person who loves to pick up your dolls and hold them, there's nothing like the weight of silicone. The feel of it, it warms to your body temperature. It's amazing. It's just I can't say enough about it. And that all contributed to her being the one for me, you know? And I want all collectors to experience what I feel for this baby. I want every single collector out there to be able to experience that feeling, that bond. You are just so cute. She's looking at me like she's really listening. She's really listening to me. There's just something about it, guys. And if you haven't yet experienced that special feeling, give it time. It took me 18 or 19 years to get to her. I enjoyed a lot of dolls, liked them a lot. Nothing compares to what I felt for her and still feel for her. And it took me a long time to get there. So be patient with yourselves. But that is Monroe's story. That is her adoption story. It's a beautiful one. I think it's a beautiful story. I will literally, as I was typing out a response, listening to Michelle's video yesterday, I got goosebumps just talking about, you know, because I shared a little bit of her adoption. And it was Michelle who encouraged me that I should maybe make a video and share it because she thought it was a really special, sweet story. And I agree, but I'm partial. But I literally still get goosebumps when I talk about it or when I think about it. I get literally so, it makes my heart so happy that day, just looking back and being able to reminisce about that day. It's just, there's nothing like it. It's what this hobby is about, really, is those experiences, those memories. You know, they're very special, just like you. So on this Monday, I had to come on and share it with you because I just wanted to, and I wanted to hold her for a little bit in my busy day. So that's Monroe's adoption story, guys. It was a living baby adoption, and so very special. And I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about it. I really do. And I really hope every single collector gets to experience exactly what I experienced with this baby. I really, really do. I want that for everybody. So we're at, oh gosh, almost 23 minutes. If you've hung in there, thank you for sticking around and listening. I'll be back to do a changing video with this baby soon, I promise. But for now, enjoy your Monday, guys, and you will see us very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.